crew one thing, because this changelog 5.0 is so big, I'm splitting that up into 3 different videos. This video is all about fixes and improvements, and the next video, video number 2, will be about changes and additions, and the third video is about the new features. So if you want to see only one of these things, then go on to this video. Otherwise, stick with me. At the end, I will show you where to go to the next video. Good morning, spaceman. Welcome to Space Operations Delta. I'm Captain Collins, and we finally hit version 5.0 in X4 Foundations. That means we have a lot to cover. The changelog is massive. It's giant, and we will go only through the most important stuff. Bear with me. We're going through the changelog, and I try to give you the most important points. We're starting with the fixes, then we're going to the improvements, to the additions, and then to the new features. If you want to participate in the beta 5.0, the link is in the description down below how to do that. It's also the link to the changelog to follow what I'm saying right now. Open that up and we go through that step by step. We're starting with the fixes, and for that we don't need to go into the game. Let me just say there are a bunch of fixes, a load of fixes, but we're only talking about the most important ones, as I think are the most important ones. For the first, we got fixed some characters remaining on bridge of boarded ships after successful operation. That means you will not have any more boarded ships with a hostile crew on your bridge. Well, Satch. The next thing is fixed carriers with subordinates getting too close to their targets when in combat. That should mean your carriers, which are part of your attack force, are not getting face into your target, but instead launching their fighters and stay away from the fight as far as they can. I don't want to talk about all the fixes that are there, but there are some honorable mentions. Like, for example, fixed unrealistic players' ship movement when colliding with smaller objects. Fixed certain random drops from destroyed asteroids not getting cleaned up over time, which should help with performance a little bit. Fixed destroyed objects disappearing instead of being wrecked under certain conditions. Helps with the feature we're going to talk about later. Fixed automatic targeting failing to aim at capital ship engines. Very nice. Fixed small plasma weapon not being able to gimbal up or down. Fixed forward mounted missile launchers doing damage with no ammo when player not present. No more damage with missile launchers out of system if you have no missiles on board. That's not an exploit anymore. I'm sorry, you have to fill your missile launchers now. Fixed ships and stations destroying objects in highway when player not present. No more sniping from highways, that's good. Fixed subordinates of very full carriers not getting repaired at their carrier when they dock. We had that issue. Some of the people in Discord had that issue. They were talking about that, so this should be fixed. The last one, fixed docking guidance going through walls at certain dock areas, especially in Terran docking base. The 4M10S Terran docking base had a glitch where they were just flying through the walls, and this should be not an issue anymore. And we already got the hotfix number 1, so I'm glad that I waited a little bit. Hotfix number 1 added fixed missing voiceover during some story moments and fixed rare chance of game becoming modified. Also a thing that they added. Talk about that in a second. That's all the fixes that I wanted to talk about. Good fixes, there are a lot more story related, not story related. A lot of AI fixes. And we're already advancing to the improvements. And there are some improvements which we can talk about in here without the game. For example, improved fighter combat movement. That's something that I want to test out in my streams. By the way, I'm streaming on twitch.tv/CaptainCollins, if you don't know that. We're streaming from Sunday to Thursday, and every Thursday is an X day. At the moment, we're playing X2, the threat, but we're always getting back to X4 Foundations Next one is improved choice of mining location by mining ships. That means your miners should not stack at one place anymore. They should be a little bit more thoughtful of where they go and where they are mining in a sector. That's pretty good. And then we have one thing that is especially important. Improved initial approach of capital ships in combat, particularly against stations. We have some pictures in the Discord forum that indicate that the initial attack works fine. But after the modules in front are destroyed, the ships still fly into graviton turret range, as you saw right now on the pictures here from Vidarius from the Discord server. Thank you so much for sharing that. And he said especially moved them 10 kilometers under the station. He's talking about a Xenon defense platform. Moved them 10 kilometers under the station and gave a new attack order. Now they are safely sitting at turret distance and bombarding the station. Quote Vidarius, thank you so much for that. And he also showed some pictures from a Xenon shipyard which he attacked, because I was asking him to do that. So thank you very much for providing these pictures. But also another picture that shows that this also not happens in every single game the same way. So I also got some people that are saying that these attack commands still do not work for them. And I'm also highly in doubt if they work for me. I have always issues with these attack commands, especially at stations. Some honorable mentions before we go into the game. Improved aim accuracy against surface elements of moving targets. Improved accuracy of gas and mineral indicators on map. But now let's go into the game and talk about another improvement that we want to see ourselves. So here we got the last improvement I want to talk about, and it's called improved interior locations for Argon station designs. Right now we're at a luxury docking bay, and maybe you can see the luxury docking bay manager's office is located a little bit different. It just looks better as before. It's just a small change for some designing aspect. And you can find more improved interiors around the Argon stations now. One more thing that I want to add in here into the discussion are a few known issues with the 5.0 beta. And first one is we have some kind of bad aiming. You can see right now here in the video that I recorded, or that someone from the community recorded, posted it on the Egosoft forums. And you see in this video that there's a problem with aiming, and I think it's just something with the parameters of aiming, that there's something wrong. I hope they will fix it soon, but be aware that this is an issue. Next thing is we have some driver issues. So if you have some weird colors, some lags and stuff in your game, I heard it especially with Nvidia cards. People with 3090s, 3070 Ti's do have this problem. There is a solution for your problem. It would be reinstall your drivers, change back to version 4.20, and then from version 4.20 go and install again the beta 5.0, and you should be good, and your game should be run like it should, like with colors and everything in place. That was video number 1 out of 3 videos. If you want to see the next one about changes and additions, go and watch that one. And if you want to jump over to the new features video, then go to this one.